The night was colder than usual, with rain pounding heavily against the streets of the quiet town. Ethan, a hard-working single father, pulled his worn-out jacket tighter as he carried a bag of groceries under one arm and guided his sleepy 6-year-old daughter, Lily, with the other. Life hadn't been easy since his wife passed away, and though his small house was modest, it was the only safe place he could provide for his daughter. As he approached the porch, a figure caught his attention. Sitting there, shivering in the rain, was a young woman. Her hair clung to her face, her clothes were soaked, and her eyes red from crying. She looked up when Ethan's footsteps approached, startled, as though she expected to be chased away. I'm sorry, she stammered, her voice trembling. I'll go. I didn't mean to. Ethan stopped her with a calm but firm tone. Hold on. What are you doing out here? It's freezing. The woman hesitated. I have nowhere to go. Please, I just needed to sit for a while. Ethan studied her closely. Something in her voice told him she wasn't lying. Lily peeked from behind him, her big brown eyes filled with curiosity and innocence. Daddy, why is she crying? Ethan sighed. He was always careful about strangers, but something about this girl, her brokenness, her desperation, pulled at his heart. He couldn't just turn her away, not in this weather. You can come inside, Ethan finally said. There's a spare room, just until you figure things out. The girl's eyes widened, shimmering with tears. Are you serious? You don't even know me. I know enough, Ethan replied, unlocking the door. Nobody deserves to be left in the cold. As they stepped inside, the warm air of the small living room wrapped around them. Lily ran to fetch a blanket, offering it with a shy smile. The woman, overwhelmed, accepted it and whispered, "Thank you. My name is Sophia." At that moment, neither Ethan nor Lily knew that this fragile, rain-soaked stranger was hiding a truth that could change their lives forever. The days that followed turned Ethan's household upside down, but in the most unexpected way. Sophia settled quietly into the spare room, always respectful, never asking for more than she needed. But she insisted on helping around the house. She cooked meals that filled the kitchen with aromas Ethan hadn't smelled in years. She cleaned without being asked and, most importantly, she bonded with little Lily. Each evening, Lily would climb into Sophia's lap with a book in hand. Sophia's soothing voice as she read bedtime stories filled the small house with a warmth Ethan hadn't felt since his wife's passing. Sometimes, Ethan would linger by the doorway, listening. His heart, long hardened by grief and responsibility, softened each time he saw his daughter's laughter return. Yet, there were odd moments. Sophia knew recipes that required expensive spices, and she spoke casually about places Ethan could never afford to visit. One night, she spotted a painting in a magazine Ethan had bought to line Lily's school project. Her eyes lit up, and she spoke passionately about its history, something far too detailed for someone who claimed to have been struggling on the streets. Ethan brushed it off. Maybe she just liked to read. Still, he couldn't deny the aura of mystery around her. One rainy afternoon, while Ethan was fixing a leaky pipe, he overheard Sophia humming in the kitchen. The sound was angelic, wrapping the small home in comfort. When he peeked in, he found Sophia teaching Lily how to stir pancake batter. Lily giggled uncontrollably as flour dusted the counters. Ethan couldn't help but smile. Sophia glanced up and caught his eye. For a brief moment, their gazes locked, and something unspoken passed between them: gratitude, trust, perhaps even the beginnings of something deeper. Ethan cleared his throat and returned to his work, but his thoughts lingered. Who was this girl who had stepped into their lives so suddenly? And why did it feel like she belonged there? A week later, Ethan stopped by the town bank to sort out an overdue bill. As he stood in line, a magazine on the counter caught his eye. He froze. There, on the glossy cover, was Sophia, her hair styled perfectly, her expression elegant. The headline read, "Missing Heiress Sophia Montgomery, where is she now?" His heart pounded. Montgomery, one of the wealthiest families in the state. Ethan grabbed the magazine, flipping through it. Pictures of Sophia in designer gowns, attending charity galas, filled the pages. Yet, the girl in his home had been sleeping under his roof, dressed in thrift store clothes, helping his daughter with homework. Confusion and anger twisted inside him. Why hadn't she told him? Was this some kind of cruel joke? That evening, when Sophia returned from the grocery store, Ethan confronted her. "You lied to me," he said, holding up the magazine. "You're not just some girl who needed a place to stay. You're a millionaire." Sophia's face drained of color. She set the bag down slowly, her voice trembling. "Please, Ethan, let me explain." She sat at the table, tears brimming in her eyes. "All my life, people only saw my money, my family name. I was suffocating, so I ran. I wanted to know what it felt like to be seen as a person, not as a bank account. And when you opened your home to me, when Lily hugged me like I mattered, I felt something I never had before. Belonging." Ethan's anger softened as he listened. He thought of the laughter Sophia had brought back into Lily's life, the comfort she had unknowingly given him. He realized that every moment had been real, not built on her wealth, but on her heart. "You should have told me," Ethan said quietly. "I was afraid you'd push me away like everyone else," Sophia whispered. He looked at her, seeing not the millionaire heiress in glossy magazines, but the young woman who had cooked pancakes in his kitchen, who had dried Lily's tears, who had sat in the rain with nothing but despair in her eyes. "You don't need to run anymore," Ethan said gently. "Not from me. Not from us." Tears spilled down Sophia's cheeks as Lily bounded into the room, wrapping her arms around Sophia's waist. At that moment, Sophia knew she had found what money could never buy, a family who loved her for who she truly was.